Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Racers Driving League, season number 12 for round 16 of the Championship of the United States Grand Prix here at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. It was a very entertaining race last weekend, or last Monday night in Japan. A lot of incidents going on there. Hopefully this race will be a little bit cleaner. So we've got Ethan Ed on his out lap here, start of qualifying. As usual, 18-minute session. So Ethan is the first car then out on the racetrack at the start of his qualifying run. He's being followed by one of the Aston Martins there, Zach Sherman. He's got McLaren behind him. That is PJ Callagher back there, just behind him. So he might get a decent tow down some of the longer straights on the circuit. Ethan then down one of the longer straights on the circuit, DRS. There are 2 DRS zones on the circuit as opposed to the one we had in Japan last week. So hopefully see a couple more overtakes. Both those straights are longer as well, so should be enjoyable. Here he comes in out of the last couple of corners and towards the line to kick off his first run. I'll take you around a lap of the Circuit of the Americas. A lot of elevation changes, should be a very enjoyable lap. So he comes in off the last corner to start the lap, across the line. There's that long main straight and up the hill towards turn number 1. A very tight left-hander who's going to make his way through to one of the Haas cars there on the left-hand side into the first corner. Down the hill now and into turn number 2 through the right-hander and into the S's now. On the curb to be very careful in terms of track limits. The left and now the right back up the hill. Decent first sector split. Working his way now onto the longer straights. Into that next tight left-hander. Braking just before the 50-meter board. Into the corner on the curb. Decent exit. Here comes the DRS straight. Front wing, rear wing now open as he charges down the straight. Heading towards that next left-hander. Here he comes now once again on the curbs. Going over the orange sausage curb a little bit. Getting away with it though. 1 minute 2.3 is second sector split. So looking at a decent banker lap so far. Into that quite unique 3-point turn. Very long sweeping right hander now. He makes his way into the last couple of corners. 2 more turns to go. 1 more left hander after this one. Down that last little straight and into the final turn. And back towards the very short run to the finish line. DRS open once again. And across the line to 1 minute 32.6. Very good time for the other racers to try and beat. Zach Sherman will be the next car through. And then to try and beat the time. He's on medium tyres, so I doubt he'll be saying as good a lap. Through the final corner he comes now. So 1 minute 33.3. PJ Keller behind him, 1 minute 32.5, but I believe he invalidated, so it's BJ behind them, and the Williams car goes fastest, 1 minute 31.9. It's about a couple tenths there. BJ now up front, of course, in terms of the Drivers' Championship, he's got quite a bit of work to do here in terms of gaps to be closed down. Of course, touch me poke putting last week as Salve Blaze goes fastest. He's trying to hold himself back into the championship fight if he can. He's currently 50 points behind Salve Landlord, the championship leader, who's really run away with things here. BJ is 40 points back. And Lucky Lambert tied now as Salve Blaze for 3rd. So potentially should Salve Landlord have a poor race today. He's qualified, he's set time 3rd place there as Lucky Lambert goes fastest. The top 4 title contenders now all occupying the first 2 rows on the grid. So it's looking good for them for the time being. So Lucky Lambert then now the fastest car on the track. Ericsson 5th, Huggy Bear 6th, Ethan 7th, Zach Sherman 8th, Sion Tempe fan in 9th place. There comes one of the Mercedes towards the line. And that is Ethan is most of coming into the pits. Yes, he is. Next car round being JB. He's invalidated here, so let's go to the next car. Next car being Zach Sherman. Behind him, I'm assuming it'll be PJ. Yes, it is. Blaze behind them. So I was waiting now for the next car to come through and set a lap here. Fergus is invalidated, so it won't be him. A couple of cars making their way onto the racetrack now. So as we focused on the pits here. Oh, Fergus is retired from the session. Oh, I think he's had an incident of some form out of the last corner. Where is he? Oh, he's crashed the car on the exit. Into the pits thing, Stowaway Blaze. Second best time for now. She's doing good out on the racetrack. But most likely coming into the pits this time has really backed off. JB down the straight here. So it does look like Fergus short of a disqualification. We're starting last for the race. Making his way through that second sector now. Sorry, through the third sector. He's just started the third sector. My apologies. Into the right hander now. So he's P5 now as he's come across the line. Zach Sherman was 3/10 up there in his previous run, so good luck for him. As of right now, half the pack have now set times. Cards 1 minute 3.1, sector 2 split now, 10 minutes to go. Into the left hander now. Through the 3-point turn there and into the last two corners. What can he pull off? The best time, 1 minute 31.6. Off the final turn towards the line, 1 minute 33.6, only enough for 11th fastest. So slowest laps we've seen so far. Going towards that second sector split. Dan has just gone to what fastest at 1 minute 33.684 on up the soft tyres. Oh, and around goes Ben there. In the right hand, he's managed to save it. Oh, he's hit the wall, hit the side wall. And damaged his end plate there. So he had to go back to the pits for repairs. He's got to let the Ferrari through there. That's Alvar, who's just about to start his first flying run. Over the line. Of course, Alvar's had a decent run in qualifying these last couple of weeks. Last week he last week wasn't it? Well, last week he put himself inside the top 10, started 9th place. Through the S's. He's already invalidated, so unfortunately Luigi Sven on his outlap, so he's going to try and beat his teammate. Luigi Sven qualified 14th last week in Japan. Stowaway Blaze starting his next run. Through the S's. Of course, that's the place that has to be very careful in terms of track limits, because it's very easy to go off the track. As we saw with Alvar there. 24.8 is first sector, he's about 10th or so up. Into the left hander now. Down the DRS straight, DRS now wide open. Into the left hander, coming towards that second sector split. Oh, he's gone wide there and he's invalidated. And that was a decent sector there, 1 minute 1.9. And that could have been a very good lap. So now he's got to move over for the AlphaTauri coming through behind him. And that's Salve Landlord, who's up on his, only just up on his sector 2 split, but up nonetheless. Last week qualifying in second place, just behind Lucky Lambert, who's currently still on pole position, on course to take pole for the second week in a row. Out of the final corner. I believe we have everyone here tonight. Landlord over the line, then very close to taking pole. Just 7,000th of a second in it. Sorry, Blaze just come over the line. BJ's invalidated. So he's backed off over the course this lap. He's got just over 6 minutes left. So all is not lost from just yet. Yellow flag in sectors 1. And that was Salve Landlord moving out of the way for the Alfa Romeo. And that was Salve Blazers moving out of the way for. Of course, those two were dogging out for the championship lead a couple of weeks ago. But things have fallen apart for the Alfa Romeo driver over the course of the last few races. It's been an unfortunate run of form, which we're hoping that he'll be recovering from soon, trying to close up that championship gap a little bit. As of right now, in terms of the championship, AlphaTauri and Williams are tied. They're dead even after last week's race. Of course, neither AlphaTauri managed to score last week. Williams didn't, and that closed the gap that was lost from Malaysia down to a T. 291 points for both AlphaTauri and Williams. The Constructors' Championship set to go to the end. The addition of C110P fan to the Williams team is definitely shown the same sort of signs we were seeing from Paris and BJ earlier on in the season. Of course, Paris then made a step down and is now a reserve. But I'm sure he'd like to see the team he helped contribute to earlier on in the season win the Constructors. So Salve Blaze goes fastest there in the Alfa Romeo. 1 minute 31.3. And things are looking up. A C110P fan now goes fastest as well. 1 minute 31.2. So these guys 2 or 3 tenths up. Doing very well here. C110P fan now on pole. Of course, he started on pole in Singapore and converted from then on to a lights to flag victory. $14 drivers have set times here. We're still waiting for a couple more to set their laps. Connie Goblin's still in the pits. He hasn't actually set a lap for the last couple of weeks. Ben is making his way through sector 3 now. Lap's still valid, and he's got one of the Mercedes cars just in front of him. And that is Curtis who's going in front of him. I'm assuming we'll be pitting this lap. He's been on those mediums for 3 laps now. Yep, in he comes into the pits. Ben into the last turn. Out the final corner and towards the line. Goes 6th fastest, 1 minute 32.1. So just under a second off. That top 5 really putting the pedal to the metal here. C110P fan has interrupted the fight for pole position between the 4 title contenders. Because despite the lead that the Landlord currently holds, that title race is without a doubt still on. Because one bad weekend for Landlord and it can all fall apart for him. A victory from BJ and a DNF from Landlord will close the championship gap down from 40 points to just 15 if my maths aren't mistaken. Fan then into the pit lane. Couple more minutes to go in the session. Blaze is following him in. Lucky Lambert, Landlord and BJ already in the pit lane. Ben currently the best of the rest as it stands. JB in 7th place, particularly good qualifying run for him so far. Ericsson 8th, Websy 9th, another decent qualifying result for him by the looks of things. And Huggy Bear is just about inside the top 10. A couple of guys here are stronger, could go out on laps and try and change that. But Ferrari haven't had much luck. Ericsson has retired from the session. Not quite sure why. That's him there on the left side of the track pulling over here. Not quite sure what's happened. Because he's still going. So that's touchy podium. I'm assuming Ericsson is in the pit lane then. It's my mistake. Ethan Morales though still on his outlap. Pope is invalidated in sector 3. Luigi Sven currently on his attempt to set his first valid lap of the day. Through the S's, keeping things nice and smooth. It's going a bit wider than he might have liked maybe. 25.2, decent first split. down through sector 2. Into sector 2 split now. 1 minute 2.5. The lap is still valid. The two Ferrari cars currently looking like they'll be taking up the back row of the grid with a minute and a half to go in qualifying. And Fergus, despite that retirement early on, may not be starting dead last. Courtney Goblin's on his out lap, but he's actually set a lap this week, so there's something you don't see every day. Of course, no offense to Courtney Goblin. Saving those fresh tyres for the races. JB now retires in the S's, I believe. Over the line for Luigi Sven, goes 14th fastest. So Alvar also on his lap, but he's invalidated, so he's got to get around in time to have another go. I'm sure he'll get around in time without issue. JB now pulling over to the side of the track, out of qualifying. Currently running in P8. It's still C110P found pole position. PJ Keller's gone third fastest here. Where did he come from in the McLaren? Must have been a brilliant lap from him. Only just under 40 seconds to go. Alvar did indeed make it to the line. There's time to go for one more run. This will be his last chance. Into the S's now. Four cars coming towards the line. Here's Sully Blaze, I believe he's just started his final run. 10 seconds to go, so it doesn't look like anyone else making it round. Yellow flag in the second sector, and that's Curtis who slowed up. The checkered flag now falling. PJ Keller retires from the session. Salve Landlord, 5th place, not where you want to be right now. Only, in terms of title race, only BJ behind him. Zach Sherman just went third fastest there, over the line. Brilliant time for him, 1 minute 31.5. Only 2/10 off, Salve Blaze through sector 2 now. C110P fan just in front of him. As who just moved up? Alvar's still up right now. Checkered flag, as I say, has now fallen. He's coming round to the line. I believe Lucky Lambert, Lucky Lambert's pulled over, his lap's done. His lap is now over. Alvar, out the last corner towards the line. Websy in front of him, setting a time here. Goes 13th. Alvar over the line goes 5th fastest. Brilliant lap from him there. That pushes Landlord down to 7th place. But can he improve in his final run? He goes 2nd fastest. C110P fans pulled over. It all rests with Salve Blaze in an attempt to take away pole position. And BJ still in there. He still has a chance. Where is BJ? He doesn't improve. He goes 8th fastest. Blaze out the final corner. He's invalidated though. Over the line. That time would have been enough to take pole position. C110P fan then on pole for the United States Grand Prix. 2nd pole in 3 races. A couple of late charges at the end. Zach Sherman, Alvar, Lucky Lambert. Pushing BJ now down into 8th place. Landlord made a late charge and took 2nd away. So he'll start on the front row for the 2nd time in 2 races. Brilliant ending to the qualifying session there. It all ends with C110P fans still on top. Well then, that is the end of qualifying. So C110P fan on pole for the United States Grand Prix. Salve Landlord 2nd place in the attempt to try and extend his championship lead. Salve Blaze 3rd, Zach Sherman 4th, PJ Caleb 5th. It's Alvar 6th, Lucky Lambert 7th, BJ 8th, Ben 9th, and JB in 10th. So that is qualifying. We're back with you in a couple minutes for the start of the race. Welcome back, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Races Driving League Season 12, round number 16. The United States Grand Prix is a very exciting qualifying session for those of you who just joined us. I do feel bad for you because you missed a pretty decent session. But now it's time for the race, which I'm hoping will be just as exciting, so you guys won't miss out on anything. Seconds away now from the start of the formation lap. Here we go then. The driver's now on the grid. Nice and sunny day here in Austin, Texas. We get underway now for the formation lap, and I'll take you through the grid as we get underway for today's race. It's C110P fan taking his second pole position in 3 races on pole, and it's Salve Landlord alongside him, the championship leader by 40 points, looking to try and extend that advantage today to just up to 2 race victories. Salve Blaze starts in 3rd place. He's currently 50 points behind, and Zach Sherman starting from 4th. There's your pit stop strategy. We're looking at a 2-stop today. Pit window from lap 8 to 11, then lap 17 to 21. Zach Sherman starting 4th then for Aston Martin. PJ Khaled, another impressive qualifying system from him. He rolls off P5. Alvar in 6th, also one of those drivers who got in a late lap, and starting from 6th. Lucky Lambert starts in 7th. He's tied Salve Blaze for 3rd in the championship, so we're looking to try and move ahead of him here. BJ starting 8th. He's 40 points behind Salve Landlord, and will be attempting to try and close that gap today, but it'll be a tough task for him starting from 8th. Ben starting 9th for Aston Martin, essentially the best of the rest here in qualifying, and JB just puts his car inside of the top 10. Luigi Sven starts in 11th place, and it's Ericsson in 12th there for Alpine. Ethan Ed starting 13th. Webster 14th for the Red Bull team, once again beating his teammate. It's Huggy Bear starting from 15th place for McLaren. Tyson Hope, last week's race winner, starting from 16th. He's got a lot of work to do here, but he's on those medium tyres, which will take him a little bit longer into the race. Conley Goblin actually set a lap in qualifying this week. He starts from 17th. Curtis in 18th for Mercedes. On the final row, Dan in the AlphaTauri once again out qualified by his teammate. And Fergus starts in last place, having crashed earlier on in qualifying. So it should be a very enjoyable race for us here then. Very much looking forward to it as the leaders make their way towards the last set of corners on the lap before we start lining up on the grid for the race itself. I feel like this is the kind of race it's probably the kind of race where you can't really make a prediction as to who's going to win. C110P fan making his way toward the line. Line up on those final grid spots. Fergus at the back. About to get ourselves underway as the Alfa Romeo takes the final slot on the starting grid. 20 cars, full grid tonight. Everyone's here. We're getting ready to go. 5 red lights then for the start of the United States Grand Prix here at the Circuit of the Americas. Round number 16 of season 12. Lights out and we're underway. It's a great getaway from C110P fan. Down towards that first corner, perhaps not the best of starts for Landlord, who's going to try the outside going into the first corner if he can. He might actually pull it off if he gets good traction on the exit. Landlord takes the lead. Incredible stuff here. Brilliant move from Salve Landlord, the championship leader, now making his way forward. Blaze is there in 3rd, looking to try and counter us to make their way through the S's now. Oh, and Alvar goes side by side with Zach Sherman. I believe there was contact there. Who's got damage? I think Alvar has damage. He's gone off onto the grass here. He's fallen all the way back to the field, and just like that, that excellent performance in qualifying in the late stages, it's amounts to nothing, and around goes Dan behind them. Dan now at the back there, dead last. Landlord then showing the way. Fan in 2nd, Blaze in 3rd. Brilliant getaway from the AlphaTauri, or not the best getaways from the AlphaTauri driver, but managed to make it up again out the first corner and through turn 2. Touch, we got Pope now passing Courtney Goblin. Down the straight they go. Those two side by side heading towards the left-hander here. In the race for that 14th spot. Goblin using his battery here as they enter the left-hander. Or come towards the left-hander. Braking just before the 50-meter board. While Pope try and go around the outside. I think he might here. He's going to have the inside line looking into the next corner. He makes his way through. Brilliant pass. Couple of guys going side by side. Huggy Bear's got the edge on Ericsson here. He almost goes a bit wide there. Courtney Goblin getting back on the inside. He's still there with Pope here, the reigning champion. Currently being challenged by the Red Bull here. But he's managed to get the edge over him for the time being to make the way through the right-hander. So off the last corners then to complete the first lap of this race. And Fan still there, about 6 tenths behind. Oh, and looks like I've got a problem here. Got a spinner. And Ben has gone off. He's lost his front wing here, so good job he's landed just in front of the pit lane there, so he'll be able to repair that. But he's going to fall a long way behind now. Alvar and Ethan also into the pits. I'm assuming Ethan picked up damage somewhere. I'm assuming that's an end plate. Yeah, he's lost. And Alvar also into the pit lane. I think that's just for a fresh change in tyres, to be honest. Oh no, it's for a front wing change. I wasn't sure if he'd lost an end plate or not, but it appears he has. Ben onto a set of hard tyres. It looks like both Ethan and Alvar are going onto a set of mediums here. Landlord then still leading by about half a second over Fan in second place, and it's Blaze in third, 7 tenths back. Zach Sherman was almost a second behind, now being challenged by Lucky Lambert. These two could go side by side down this next straight. The DRS be enabled in the next lap, so have to keep an eye out for that. Down the straight they come. No one using their battery for the time being. So it looks like things have calmed down. No longer action stations between those in the top 5. Out of sector 2 now and into sector 3. Into the left-hander. Fan dropping back now. Two different DRS section zones on this track, which means that one DRS zone won't carry over into the next one. So while Fan won't get DRS down the main straight here, he'll have his chances. Landor sets the fastest lap, 1 minute 35.6. So we begin lap number 3 here. DRS now enabled. Various message from race control. Everyone in the top 7 within a second of each other. JB's dropping back here. He's currently defending from Websy for 9th. And Luigi Sven still inside that top 10. Okay, I'll have a look at a position change here. So in terms of who's gained the most, that's currently a tie that stands Team Websy and Fergus. And the driver who's lost the most places is Alvar, who after that incredible qualifying performance is now stuck down in 19th place, with only Ethan for company and Ben a couple of seconds behind them. And Fan will get his first taste of the DRS as they make their way off the left-hander and down the back straight. Trying to close in a bit. The gap currently 7 tenths. Not gaining too much here. We can try and stay close enough. We can try and set something up down the main straight. As Landlord locks up here, so he's gain a couple more tenths. Behind them though, JB being challenged by the Red Bull of Websy. These two guys side by side. The two Red Bulls really making moves early on in this race. Courtney Golan battling Pope in the opening lap. Of course, he's dropped down a little bit here. He's currently battling Curtis for P15 as JB goes a bit wide there. And there goes Websy making his way past, but only for the moment because JB's still right there on the inside as they enter the right-hander. Neither one of these two cars giving an inch here. Both of them being fair with each other. Nice and clean racing. Websy has it for the time being. Fan really dropped back in sector 3, but he's closing up again. We begin lap number 4 of this Grand Prix. Websy now up front. We're just in front of JB. The two Alpines giving chase to the McLaren, who's very nearly running to the back of Luigi Sven, the Ferrari at turn 1. Has to be very careful. Just about managed to hold on to things. Up front though, Fan is still right there behind Lalo. Half a second the gap now. Didn't get the best of runs over the curb. He may have to use a little bit of battery in order to help him get past. Yellow flag 6-3, and that's Ben who's gone around again. Driving into the back wall there. He's got himself going though. I'm not sure if he's got damage or not. He's staying out. Fan still not using that battery. Lucky Lambert battling Zach Sherman here. The Haas car's already found its way past. That was very quick from the Haas machine. BJ meanwhile's behind them. Zach Sherman locks up. Still right there behind Lucky Lambert. Huggy Bear battling Pope here. The McLaren driver getting the edge. Stays in 11th place for the time being. Pope giving chase. He has to be wary though because he's got his teammate Ericsson just behind him. Fergus now through the left-hander. About 1.7 seconds behind them. He's got Curtis to defend from behind him. And Courtney Coblin's back there too. Leaders now coming back, making their way back down the main straight and back towards turn 1. To begin lap number 5 now of the race. Lucky Lambert sets the fastest lap. He's on the chase here. Really on the attack. Pulling away from Zach Sherman, who he passed about half a lap ago. Yellow flag, sector 2 here. So Luigi's fence spun out. He's got himself going again. Oh, Pope's dropping back a bit, so he's gone way wide there. Ericsson gets the first penalty of the night, a 3-second one with multiple warnings. I feel like we've seen a few of those tonight. We saw quite a few laps getting validated in qualifying. Ethan now gets one as well. But we saw quite a few laps getting validated in qualifying purely due to those track limits. The last couple of corners now, fans have really dropped back. Might come under threat from Salve Blaze as they enter the last corner. Down the main straight. Not enough here. If anything, he's staying constant as to where he is. Into turn 1 now. Dan passing Pope. Spin in the last corner, I believe. In the last couple of corners. Not quite sure what's going on there, but looks like everyone's got away okay. Pope into the pits here, so he may have damage. A little bit of a skid there as he makes his way in. Lap 6 though, up front. It's still Landlord showing the way. Out of the S's and back towards now the DRS zone. I saw a fan using a little bit of his battery there. And they come now, down the main straight, DRS being redeployed, down the back straight, DRS now being redeployed. Blaze trying to close in a bit, and he is closing in, but not by much. Fan still in second, Alvar getting hit with the penalty now. That's the 4th one in about 2 laps. Blaze right in the back of Fan, who's been there for about a lap or so now. And BJ is joining the rear of this train. He's right behind the Aston Martin of Zach Sherman. Into the left-hander. Off the last corner. BJ with a terrible exit there. Won't get the run he would have wanted. It's crucial because Zach Sherman didn't have DRS. He's 1.3 behind Lucky Lambert here. And that could have been a prime opportunity for BJ to try and move up a place. But unfortunately, he hasn't been able to take advantage of it. So unfortunately for BJ, he has to wait till this next DRS zone to have a chance. So they come now down into the back into the DRS zone. Keep an eye out as well on Salve Blaze, who's right behind. Oh, Pope's retired. Pope's in the pit lane. He's out of the race. So Tashi Pope, the winner from last week, now out. BJ on the attack. It's down to 19 cars. Williams looking to the left-hand side, into the left-hander. Put BJ up and just behind them. Websy and PJ Caleb battling. The Red Bull locks up a little bit just in front of the McLaren. You can see the tyre smoke from the back of that Red Bull there. Up front ahead of them. BJ now up into 5th place. Fergus passing Huggy Bear here. I believe may have gone a bit too deep in the last corner. Lucky Lambert's disconnected here. So quickly getting back in the session here, don't mind me. Oh, and his contact Landlord spun out. Pretty missed that. Does he have damage? I think he's got away with it though. Wait. Ah, no. It was just lag. That's very unfortunate. Not quite sure what's happened there, but Landlord now has an even bigger lead than he did before. That was very confusing. Not quite sure what happened. C110P fan still there in second, but Blaze going to go on the attack if he can. He's got the DRS and he's using his battery too. Fan using his in an attempt to try and close in on Landlord. It's getting tight up front now. The top three. It's not separated by much as Blaze looks to go around the outside. Oh, it looks like he may have just got him there. Blaze on the inside takes away the position but locks up. I could allow Fan back inside. What a battle this is over these last couple of corners or so. Both of them know where the limit is. Lucky Lamb, I believe, still disconnected. And JB, I'm being told, is also disconnected. Lucky Lambert having rejoined now. Fan into the pits here. So I'm not sure if he has damage from that last run. It might be a routine stop. We are getting to that pit window now. Landlord now fully in control of first place. I'll re-invite JB if he's disconnected. BJ up into third place now. He's just passed Lucky Lambert, who's just about managed to get himself back in the race. And Zach Sherman now going on the attack. Keeping an eye on Webbs here. He's had a brilliant race so far, and he's just behind these guys. Fergus dropping back here. Not quite sure what's gone on. Oh, he spun the car in sector 2. And that goes down, making his low pass. He's got to dive up the inside. And PJ Khaled's going to go for a move too. He's on those fresh, soft tyres here. Brilliant exit here. Might try and take away the position from Dan. Down the straight they go. Dan has DRS too. Oh, he's going to try and get him on the exit here. Around the outside, sorry. There goes PJ Khaled up into 12th place. Brilliant move as Sammy Blaze now enters the pit lane. Courtney Goblin now the penalty for multiple warnings. So these two major players in the race up front now into the pits. Sammy Blaze having a front wing change here as Dan gets hit with the penalty. It's a quick stop. But Lucky Lambert is away onto a set of hard tyres and just in front of the Alfa Romeo. That wing change put him behind a little bit. BJ and Salvit in Landlord still yet to pit. Zach Sherman still yet to pit. Webbsy yet to pit. Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear also yet to pit as well. So that almost everyone knows soft tyres. We're starting on those soft tyres at the very least. As some of them still need to come in for stops, some of them don't. Webbsy is on the chase here trying to pass Zach Sherman. BJ's in a poor situation here. He's got no DRS. Into the left-hander. Looks like he's holding on. C110P fan now. Right on the back of Courtney Goblin. He's got the DRS and the battery in use. They charge down the straight into the left-hander. Looks like he's got him, but up front, Curtis is passing Huggy Bear around the outside for 6. May have been a bit of contact between the two there. And Fan's gotten away with things as well. He managed to make his way past the ripple as Lucky Lambert goes side by side with PJ Khaled. One on soft tyres, one on hard. Only one winner there in terms of tyre run. And that is PJ Khaled who goes around the outside up into P10. Yellow flag in sector 2, and that's Ben. Who looks like I think he may have spun out for the 3rd time in this race. And Landlord now into the pits. Fresh set of hard tyres going on. Sorry, fresh set of medium tyres, by mistake. As Ben now gets another penalty for multiple warnings. Landlord now out of the pit lane. Curtis. Oh, I thought there was a bit of brief spin there from Landlord. He's managed to find his way back past Curtis. He's only down to 4th place. So he's not doing too bad. BJ now leading the way. Already Landlord's on the chase. He's gained almost a second in a couple of corners here. Websy around the outside here. Websy takes the lead from BJ. But the Williams driver is still there on the inside, so it's not over yet. Side by side now into the right hander with Zach Sherman behind them. Looking to capitalise on any mistake. BJ tries to switch back here. Can he make it work? No, he can't. Oh, he goes on the inside, there's contact. And that was not the nicest of runs. That right hander, I think BJ may have damage of some kind here. Zach Sherman moves him out of the way. Up into second place for the Aston Martin. And I do believe that BJ, it looks like he's gone away okay. He's coming to the pits though, so I think maybe there needs to be a wing change. It might just be me not being able to see the damage on the stream. Right, and so into the pits comes BJ for his first stop of the race. It's around the time we were expecting him in anyway, so. Landlord moves past him now. Blaze sets the fastest lap. Fresh set of mediums for BJ, which means he's going to have to stop once again at some point in this race. I'm assuming we're probably go about on those about on the 10 laps, and then maybe try to go to the end on softs. Might be hoping for a safety car here. Rejoining in P13. Landlord up in third here. Let's see how things are looking in terms of stops. So only 6 drivers yet to stop in this race. Websy, Zach Sherman, Curtis in the Mercedes, Huggy Bear, Fergus and Dan all need to make their first stops to the Grand Prix. Took plenty of time to do it. There's still 16 laps to go. We'll have to make that stop to avoid getting disqualified. Looks like Curtis is planning on pitting this lap. And Websy also has that pit light on. So he might be coming in as well. So it looks like Zach Sherman will be set to take the lead now. Landlord still knows fresh beams really closing in on the Aston Martin. Zach Sherman now taking the lead as Websy enters the pit lane. The Aston Martin driver showing the way. First time today. Landlord now up into second place. Fan into third. Curtis is fourth, he still stays out on those mediums. Yellow flag, sector 2. And that is Ben, I believe, once again gone around. His teammates coming just behind him, so it won't be too much longer before Ben gets lapped. Down the straight, Zach Sherman leading by 5 seconds now over Landlord, who's using some of his battery here on the exit of the left-hander in order to gain some more time. So yeah, 4.7 seconds now the gap. Blaze making his way past Curtis in the Mercedes. Keeping an eye on PJ Khaled, who's just behind them as well, on those soft tyres. In terms of wall-to-wall combat between softs and mediums, there's going to be one winner. And in this case, there's quite a bit of contact there. It looks like it's going to be PJ Khaled. Keep an eye on Curtis, so he's just right behind on the exit. Lucky Lambert in 7th place. Definitely making it to the end of those hard tyres, without a doubt. So he's safe for the race. Out the final turn, Zach Sherman now into the pits, allowing Landlord to retake the lead. Got 2 seconds now on C110B fan. Into turn 1, Lucky Lambert looking to make that move stick. Side by side with Curtis on the exit. Through the right hander they come. Lucky around the outside. Moves back into 5th place. He's now 2 seconds behind PJ Khaled. He's got some work to do now. Those soft tyres incredibly strong here around the Cota circuit. He's chasing Sally Blaze. Another Landlord victory from even further ahead in the Drivers' Championship with BJ currently outside of the points. And this first set of stops has not been kind to him here. It's looking like at the very least to probably gain about 3 more places, which put him in 9th. So we've got some serious work to do on the track. That contact that he made with Websy really put him down the order. He's now in serious danger of falling behind. Landon through the final corner, 2.5 of a second advantage. So against that number 15, back towards turn 1. PJ Kellogg now still chasing Selway Blaze on those soft tyres. Down the main straight. And Fergus now into the pits for his first stop of the day. BJ now into 11th and looking to pass down here for P10, and there he goes looking for it. Yellow flag in sector 1. What was that? There may have been contact between the two. I think the Williams car has come away with it here. Up into P10. And now he's going on the attack through the S's. You can see how aggressive he is and how he's turning the wheel. .6 seconds between BJ and Ericsson, his next target. Landon meanwhile up front trying to stretch his lead. PJ Kellogg has lost time to Selway Blaze now. 2 more drivers need to stop. Those drivers being Dan and Curtis, who have taken their medium tyres to the halfway stage of the race. Trying to take them as long as they can. I think it's maybe gone to a set of soft tyres. Now the driver's showing any sign of pitting just yet. I'll get battling Ethan here. So, on to lap 16 now. Landlord, 3 seconds the advantage to himself and the Williams car in second place. Blaze in third, a bit squirrely there through turn number 2. Still holding on to things regardless. PJ Kellogg now jumping back without a doubt. Lucky Lambo on those hard tyres. They're in 5th place. Webb's already in 6th. He's currently chasing. Curtis running second as Fan gets a penalty. Multiple warnings. That's 3 seconds now to his name. Officially putting him 6 seconds behind, or just under 6 seconds in this case. This means he's got serious work to do here. A lot of drivers have penalties at this point. Yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, and I think that's Ben has gone round again. It's not going well for Ben tonight. In the nicest way possible. Ben back there in 19th place, almost a lap behind here. I believe he is a lap behind. Yes, he is. 1 lap back to the leader, who is here beginning lap number 17 of this race. He hasn't lost too much time. Sorry, he hasn't gained too much time on the fan on this lap. These battles starting to spread further and further apart as PJ Kellogg now into the pits. Going on to a set of medium tyres to get to the end of the race. Good stop from the McLaren team, getting back out on the racetrack. PJ Kellogg now rejoining in 12th place. Just in front of Alvar there, who'll be trying to go on the attack on those fresh, already rubbered in medium tyres. Well, I say fresh, he's been on them 14 laps. Perhaps not as fresh as he might like. Lucky Lambert really falling away now from Selway Blaze. 4.6 seconds to gap. Webster's right behind him there. He'll be trying to take that spot with DRS if he can. Back down the main straight here, out the final corner. Got the DRS open now as he makes his way back towards turn number 1. He's about 7 tenths behind Lucky Lambert here and could make a move should he get close enough. Down into the pits here as Ben gets another penalty. Multiple warnings, that's now 12 seconds to his name, more than any other driver. Webster right there now behind as Dan and Ethan both in the pit lane now. Onto a fresh set of soft tyres. Down the back straight they come. Webster really closing with the DRS there, moving out to the left at a perfect time, sweeping past the Haas car, putting him up into 4th place. Webster going on the attack here, really trying to put himself in a good position. BJ now battling Ericsson. He's there on the inside and gets him into P7 now. The chase continues for BJ, who's trying to claim some points back in terms of damage limitation here. He's got 10 more laps. So come down to pure driving ability in this final stint for him. He's closing. He's getting closer and closer to the driver who, of course, he collided with earlier on in the race and put him in that situation. The driver being Webster, is there in 4th place. Have a look at the gap here. There's about 9 seconds, 8 or 9 seconds between the two here. It's behind them, Curtis into the pit lane. So he's taking those soft tyres as long as he can take them 18 laps to be precise. I believe he's now the last driver to stop. Onto a fresh set of softs. So he could really go on the attack here and try and make a late assault on the points in the final stage of the race. Out of the pit lane, Huggy Bear's disconnected. Ericsson getting a penalty. 3 seconds down to his name. He's managed to find his way back past BJ here, but that fight isn't over yet. I'm sure BJ would love to have another go at him, probably will here. But there's 1 lap fresher tyres. Down the straight they go. He's still 6 tenths behind. Huggy Bear rejoins now. It'll be very audacious to try and go for it there, so best not to. Landlord coming back to the line now. On course to pick up another victory this season. Just 9 more laps to go. 4 seconds, or just under 4 seconds, over C110P fan. As Curtis passes Luigi's Fenn the Ferrari. The chase begins now for the Mercedes driver. A couple of guys coming into the pits now. Connie Goblin into the pits. Fan out, just coming just out the pit lane now. He's down to 8th place. That means Blaze is now in 2nd place. Webster now 3rd. Lucky Lambert is trying to close back in a bit. I think he has here. Lost a bit of time through the S's. He's just outside DRS range. They come towards the detection zone. Will he get back inside in time? No, he won't. He's had to use some of his battery in order to stay in it here. Landlord's got a lot of battery left, so in the event of a safety car or something like that, he can be in a good scenario. The late stage of this race. Let's bang it, another penalty here. I believe that's 15 seconds now to his name. Yes, it is. Lionel then coming back to the line. 8 more laps to go. Out of the final turn. Webster being chased still by Lucky Lambert. He's dropping back a little bit here. BJ now chasing his teammate, C110P fan. The 2 Williams cars could be going head to head here. Keep an eye on Ericsson, who's just behind them. He's got that penalty. Never mind, in he comes to the pit lane. BJ now the DRS, trying to close down his teammate if he can. Coward now been to 8th place. Fergus up to 9th, and Alvar into the pits as well. It's like Huggy Bear now inside the points. As Dan gets his 3rd penalty of the day. So unfortunate for him. Ericsson at the pit lane. He's down to 13th. Excuse me, down to 12th. Connie Goblin a few seconds behind him here. Luigi Sven is in the pits. He's onto a fresh set of soft tyres. A lot of guys onto soft tyres going for late charges at the end. BJ dropping back from his teammate here. You get the feeling some of those medium runners might be outrun in the late stage of the race. Dan's disconnected. Curtis DRS now deployed for him. Is he closing in enough to go for a move on Huggy Bear? C110P fan now setting the fastest lap. Went at 33.9. Curtis all over Huggy Bear here as they round the last couple of corners. Into the final turn. Not the best of exit for the McLaren man here. And Curtis is going to go on the attack. He pulls out to the left hand side. Down towards that first corner. He's going to be clear of him before they even reach turn 1. Does Huggy Bear look back inside? No, he doesn't. Doesn't have enough for a run. Curtis now up inside the points. And the chase begins. He's 8 seconds behind Fergus. C110P fan evidently closing in on Zach Sherman. Yellow flag sector 1, I believe that's Ben Luigi Sven coming together. So both in terms of damage have gone away unscathed. Lucky Lambert falling away from Websy now, who looks to be on course for that podium finish. Zach Sherman still in 5th. C110P fan giving chase. Ericsson again back past Huggy Bear here with the help of the DRS. McLaren man can't look back inside. It's half second back though, he's falling away quickly. Ericsson on those very fresh soft tyres at the advantage. C110P fan right behind Zach Sherman here. 6 more laps to go in this Grand Prix. Ericsson now sets the fastest lap of the race. 1 minute 33.6. So for a full 0.3 faster than the previous lap, which I believe was set by C110P fan on his soft tyres. I see no reason why the Williams driver won't make his way through here without too much of a fight. Down the next straight to go. Fan using his back during the exit, now using that DRS. It's been deployed. Here he goes. Making his way through. Cool as you like for C110P fan. On the inside into the left-hander. Taking away 5th place and now beginning the chase. To try and pass Lucky Lambert who's there 3.5 seconds up the road. Just a couple more laps to go. Can he catch him? BJ's ready to drop back on those warm mediums here. It's Ericsson passing Curtis to keep himself back inside the points paying places. He's got that penalty, so he needs to pull a gap which could be difficult considering Curtis is also on those soft tyres. However, his tyres are a couple laps older. If Curtis can get out of DRS range, then they still have a good chance to get on to stay inside the points at the finish line. Zach Sherman giving chase here. Both these two have 3-second penalties each. PJ Canada closing in on BJ now. Landlord still the big lead there. Sammy Blaze perhaps closing in a little bit now. The gap was a couple seconds bigger than that, I was under the impression. I believe he's been closing in a little bit more. But Landlord's using that battery. He's been saving over the course of the race in order to stay in front. And that might be his saving grace here in these late stages of the race. Webbsy Miller behind them. Getting away from Lucky Lambert, but looking closing in on him. C110P fan looking to try and pass the Haskar and maybe even the Red Bull up front. He's getting about 1.5 seconds each lap. Maybe even 2 seconds in this case. He's right there behind Lucky Lambert. About 1 second behind him now. Perhaps not right there, but still very close. There they come now, last couple of corners. Fan will have DRS this time. Looking to get himself up into 4th. Try and limit the damage. In terms of AlphaTauri taking the lead in the Constructors' Championship. Closing in now, Lucky Lambert practically braking there. Really lifted into that first corner. What was that? Was he attempting something there? Regardless, Phantom to 4th and he's quickly pulling away. Look at the gap he's getting on the Haskar immediately. 0.5 second just like that in one corner. Now Blaze closing in a little bit here. The gap 2.7 seconds. He's got some work to do if he wants to try and win this race. I reckon the best he can do is win it on track because of that 3-second penalty he's got. Webbsy still in 3rd. But Fan is on the chase here, and I reckon he can probably take away that last spot on the podium. But can he build enough of an advantage at the end of the race? He's currently 11.5 seconds behind Landlord here. So I doubt the race victory's on the cards here, just over 3 laps to go. Last corners now. Three more laps to go. 2.5 seconds between Landlord and Blaze now. Blaze trying to close in. The gap between Webbsy and C110P fan, 2.3 seconds. Ethan getting hit with a penalty now. It's looking less and less likely that Fan will finish on the podium now. And behind them, PJ Khaled trying to close in on BJ. Still struggling with that. Has he got enough for DRS? I don't think he has. Nope, just out of range. And I've been disconnected. Alright, I'll be back in a moment. Okay, we are back. Join us on the penultimate lap of the race. It still looks like it is Landlord on course for the victory, so nothing's changed on that front. But meanwhile, C110P fan. Right behind. Just over a lap to go now. Now, it looks like the race is all down to this for C110P fan, who starts the final lap. He's on the inside of Websy already. Into turn 1. He's got Websy there. But now he's got to pull a 3-second gap if he wants to place himself. Landlord, though, less than a lap away from victory. Landlord then with a 3-second advantage. Technically 6. And less than a lap away from winning this one. He's doing an excellent race here. Strategy's been impeccable. No one's been able to stop him. A few of the races so far this season. He's making his way through the last couple of corners now. Making his way into the final sector. And into the last turn. Yellow flag, sector 2. No relevance for Landlord, who rounds the final corner now to take victory at the United States Grand Prix and extends his championship lead. Sully Blaze in that late charge comes home second. C110P fan won't get on the podium. It's Websy who takes third away. Lucky Lambert in the final corner, taking fifth, excuse me. Zach Show, another solid race for him. He comes home sixth. BJ loses even more ground in the Drivers' Championship. Finishes 7th there. Not the best of days for him. Fergus beating Ericsson over the line. And PJ Khaled may get beaten by Curtis in the final corner here. Khaled has that penalty. They're going to go side by side here at the line. I think I was lagging a bit there. Not entirely sure. Or maybe they really weren't going that slow. But Khaled takes a lap. Curtis takes the final points pay in place. Landlord then takes the victory. Very impressive showing from him today once again. As I say, extends that championship advantage. So now then is your winner once again this season. Fergus gets the in-game driver today. A lot of impressive performances all round. A very enjoyable race to watch as always here in the Racers Driving League. And Landlord then the winner. With Blaze in second. And Websy on the podium for Red Bull. I believe for the first time this season. So very good stuff from him there. Great race all round. Of course, C110P fan came close. Taking the place, last spot on the podium. But it wasn't enough at the end of it. And that is the end of things. So before I go then, we'll take a look at your final results here all throughout. Landlord wins the race then once again. Blaze in second place. Third place goes to Websy. Red Bull's first podium of the season from 14th on the grid. Incredible stuff. C110P fan finishes in 4th place from pole position. 5th goes to Lucky Lambert. 6th to Zach Sherman. BJ Van Leeuwen 7th. Ferguson 8th. Ericsson 9th. And Curtis 10th. That's your point scorers. PJ Cal 11th. Courtney Goblin 12th. Alvar 13th. Huggy Bear 14th. Ethan 15th. JB 16th. Louis Sven 17th, 18th to Dan, 19th to Ben, and Touch with Hope retired very early on in the race. He finishes last. That's a very exciting race then here in the Racers Driving League, round number 16. And next week we'll be going to the. Let's look at the map here. We're going to Mexico for next week's race, the 23rd of May. Just make sure to stick around for that. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.